What's up, everyone? This is going to be a video for my Raw review. Show just went up there a little while ago, about literally 3 minutes ago, actually. And I gotta be honest, I don't know, I guess you could say it was good. Like, it was a good Raw, but uh, I don't know. I've kind of felt like let down. I was expecting more. I thought maybe The Rock would show up at some point. I mean, I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna be really fucking pissed if The Rock doesn't even show up the next 6 weeks on Raw and only shows up at WrestleMania. Like, great, man, you came back. Like, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love that. But I mean, to come back just for one night on Raw, say you're back, you're never ever going away, and then show up and obviously host WrestleMania for a night, and then next day you're gone and never to be seen from for the next 5 years or whatever. That'd be fucking bullshit. And even the main event tonight, the tag match, I was expecting Rock to come out at the end, maybe even just rock bottom Cena and Miz, lay them both out, because they were both saying to him earlier in the night, but so I was wrong. So I'm just gonna get to the review. Raw opens with the 2:21:11, vignette, but with a timer underneath it, and it's at 59 minutes and counting. So I guess 10 o'clock, all this was gonna, come full circle. And then Cole welcomes us to Fresno, California, and Cena out to start the show. Not even selling his elimination chamber match last night. Like, not even a slight limp. Like, nice job, idiot. Can't stand him. Then Cena gets on the mic, says, what a day, like, what a crowd. And then some Rocky chants start. And Cena says, won the Elimination Chamber last night, and he's going to WrestleMania to face The Miz for the WWE title. So there's a bunch of stupid shit that I really didn't care to type down. Then he says, ever since last Monday, I haven't been hearing about The Miz or the Elimination Chamber. I've been hearing about some comments made by The Rock. And Cena says he doesn't know what to say. He says he's going to let him slide because he's a Rock. And then Cena says, take a look at the footage. We'll see if I have to do something. And we see what The Rock said last week, and they didn't edit it. Rock said ass twice in it, the part they showed. They didn't edit it out at all. And there were signs in the crowd that had ass on it. Like, there was a sign that says Miz is a candy ass. Camera didn't go away from it quickly. So I think slowly but surely TV 14's coming back. But anyway, Cena says he was looking forward to seeing Rock last week, but he says but I guess he was making fun of me. You think? Fucking idiot. Uh, he says the only thing he can do is call him out or something like that. He says I haven't done this in a while, but I'm bringing this like one night for you guys or whatever. He's like, I still have a degree in thugonomics, and he says I'm gonna do this once. And he busts out a little freestyle, which I actually enjoyed, even though it was like, this was the Cena. Why can't we just have this all the time? Even if he's not, full on, like, his fucking chain and his, like, throwback jerseys and his fucking throwback hats. Even if it was just this Cena, like, the Cena I liked was the 2005, 2006. And yeah, 2007 Cena, when he wears black Cena, where he wears black shirts. I thought that Hustle, Loyalty, Respect shirt he wore back when he was feuding with Triple H was sick. I loved that. And just no nonsense. He was just a machine, like, kicked ass and shit. And, he still rapped a little, cursed a lot. I liked that Cena. But anyway, Cena busts out a little freestyle. He was doing it too fast for me to write down everything he said. But, he said, he made fun of Rock, doing the Tooth Fairy movie, and he actually did like some shit that was TV 14. He's like, you're like a pinwheel, Rock. You can just blow me. And, like, he took out an actual purple pinwheel, and like, he's like, you can blow me, which is pretty. I mean, half these little kiddies didn't even understand like the lyrics, like the point. The kiddies probably didn't even understand like the analogies he was using in his little freestyle. When they said something like, you're holding my ball, polishing my balls or whatever, and he talked about some other shit, just dissing The Rock or whatever. He says, you went away 7 years, I can't see you, obviously. It's just shit like that. It was good. It was entertaining. Like, I liked that. I actually did enjoy Cena for a split second, but then he went back to his usual self, and obviously I would never approve of Cena shitting on The Rock. How dare you? Rock still owned you 10 times more last week, so let's leave it at that. And then So Cena, after he's done, just puts the mic down the middle of the ring, heads to the back. And then I thought maybe Rock would even come out and interrupt them, but and Josh Matthews hypes John Morrison versus CM Punk, which was up next, and we get the 2:21:11, promo vignette or whatever, the countdown. It's now 45 minutes and counting. We go to commercial, and back in commercial we see what happened between John Morrison and CM Punk a couple weeks ago, where Punk, sprayed some shit in Morrison's eyes, and Morrison comes out limping noticeably, and see, that's how you fucking sell shit. And next, Punk, who's also, dragging his leg a little, selling it, and you could see the marks on almost up near his butt cheeks. He scraped his skin, nasty. So John Morrison versus CM Punk is the first contest of the night, and during the match, the 2:21:11 logo comes up, and the timer shows up on it. It's 38 minutes now, and then that quickly goes away. And Punk wins a surprisingly quick match with the GTS. He worked on Morrison's knee. The match was like 6 minutes, but it was good. Those two put on a good match. And, Punk worked on Morrison's knee, hit the GTS for the win. After the match, he gets on the mic and shouts, "Randall." I'm like, "Hey, Punk, I'm right here." But, no. It was like, "Randall, Keith Orton, where you at?" And says, he decided to give his new Nexus night off. This is not a setup. And then he says, September 7, 2008. Orton, you decided to pump me in the skull, not allowing me to defend my world title later that night. And he says, the bright lights of WrestleMania are not in your future. He tells Randy to just walk away. Punk says, if you show up next week, Orton, I will hurt you. And then Orton, slithers into the ring out of nowhere, goes for the RKO, but Punk escapes. And then new Nexus comes down to aid him. And then we go to commercial with Orton staring Punk down from the top rope. And then back from commercial, Ricardo Rodriguez introduces Alberto Del Rio. Comes out in a sick ride. I think it was a Murcielago. I'm not sure, but it was really dope. Then Kofi Kingston attacks Del Rio from behind on the ramp. Ricardo Rodriguez, I believe, hit Kofi with the mic, so allowed Del Rio to get the advantage. Del Rio just destroys Kofi's arm. Tries snapping it with his arm bar. Trainer's down to help Kofi up. And then Del Rio comes back from behind and pushes Kofi arm first in the ring post. So you get Kofi. Stop trying. You lost last night, fair and square. Stop trying to be like a hero and get your revenge. I like Kofi, but just let it go. Backstage, we see the Miz walking with A-Rai, and it looks like he's heading to the ring. And we get another 2:21:11 vignette, and the timer's now at 23 minutes and counting. Back from commercial. Here comes Miz out with Alex Riley, and then Miz stays up on the stage, and he says, last week you people embarrassed yourself by jumping up and down over a grown man, The Rock. And he says, back in 1999, I was just like you guys. I loved, I was sitting in my sitting in my living room with my dad watching The Rock, electrify everyone. And he goes back to last week and saying how The Rock said Miz sucks. And Miz says he's heard kindergartners with better insults, and he asks the crowd if they think he sucks, and a majority of the crowd says yes. Talks about main eventing WrestleMania against Cena, and he says he could care less what everyone thinks of him. And Miz still, does, it doesn't matter what you people think, still Rock shit. And then he mocks Cena, and does his, whole, I'm the Miz and I'm awesome. An email comes in, says, enough of The Rock, I'll deal with him when I'm ready. The tag team titles will be on the line tonight. It'll be the Core, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, teaming up against The Miz and his partner, John Cena. So, main event was set right there, and we get WrestleMania promo. We go to commercial. Back from commercial, we see some clips of WWE All-Stars, the video game. And the Bellas are in the ring, along with Gail Kim and Eve. So the Bellas versus Eve and Gail Kim. And then the 2:21:11 timer comes up again. We're now at 6.5 minutes. Counting, and the Bellas pull a switcheroo, the ref not looking, and they pick up the win. Pointless. One more time, the 2:21:11 vignette airs. Now we're 3 minutes left. We go to commercial. Back to commercial. The countdown's at 20 seconds, and the crowd counts it down. The timer at 0, and then we go to that house that's in the promo, and the front door kicks open, and it's who else but the Undertaker, and the crowd pops big time. Then back at the arena, they show Taker at the top of the ramp. His music plays, and down comes Taker to the ring. Sick Undertaker symbol hanging above the ring. This was the best part of Raw, by the way, this sequence. So Taker gets to the ring, takes off his hat, does his usual I don't know if I did it. Actually, showed my eyes there, so let me know if I did. That hurts. um, and then Taker gets in the ring, yeah, does his eye thing, and then Triple H's music hits, and I have to admit, I marked out. Just Trips is one of my all-time favorites. Haven't seen him since last April, and I thought he should have gotten a bigger pop. But he got a nice ovation, and Triple H is there. He goes to the top of the ramp, had a new shirt on, his leather jacket, his sunglasses. He looked good. Looked like he was in good shape, but I marked out. I was like, fuck yeah, Triple H, finally. And down comes the game, down to the ring. Nice pop for him. And then he and Taker stare each other down. Taker was fucking pissed, like, why are you interrupting me? And some Triple H chants start. And these two are face to face in the middle of the ring, and Trips looks at the Wrestlemania sign, and then Taker does the same. And then Taker just shakes his head, kind of smirks, chuckles a little bit, and puts his hat back on, starts to walk away out of the ring. And then he turns around and gives his, throat cut gesture to Triple H, and then Triple H tells Taker to suck it, and they stare each other down some more as we go to commercial. So that segment, like, it was cool. I just feel like there should have been more. I mean, they didn't even talk. I'm sure they'll get to that next week, but I don't know. I don't know why I was expecting a little more. I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. These two returning at the same time. Rock returning last week. It's awesome. I guess I was just expecting a little more, but it was still cool to see that. So I guess that's gonna be a main event for WrestleMania. Back from commercial, we see a clip of what just happened between Taker and Trips. And then Sheamus to the ring. We see what he did to Mark Henry last week. Now comes Mark Henry. So great. Sheamus Mark Henry match. Mark Henry wins the World's Strongest Slam. Quick match. And by this point, I thought Raw was a letdown, in my opinion. I was like, "There's going to be something needs to happen in the main event to make me think otherwise." We go to commercial. And we see a commercial for the Big Show's new DVD. I think it's a Giants World or something like that. It looks actually really good. Like, I'm not the biggest Big Show fan. I mean, I love Show, but this actually looks like a pretty cool DVD. It looks like it shows everything from his WCW days to his personal life, growing up, with being so big and all that, to his WWE days. So I might have to check that out. It comes out this Wednesday, available in stores everywhere. Back from commercial, Cole tells us that Miss USA will be on Tough Enough. Sad. And then we go backstage to see Daniel Bryan talking to his girl Gail Kim. And then Sheamus walks up and says, "You find something funny, fella?" And he says, "What would be funny is if I took your head off right now in front of your little girlfriend." And Bryan asks him what his problem is, and Sheamus just walks off. Potentially a feud between those two. I'd like to see that for the U.S. title. Kind of cool. And then Cole and Matthews then reveal the newest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, and it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who will be inducted by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Monday, 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 Monday. Sorry. Sorry about that. Wow. Can't believe Knicks got Mello. They gave up too much, in my opinion, but it doesn't matter. So then Cole gets in the ring and says, from one Hall of Famer to another, I'm about to talk to Jerry the King Lawler. Like, Cole, please, you're not a Hall of Famer. He says he's the voice of the WWE. Says he's better than Gorilla Monsoon, and he's sure as hell better than Jim Ross, which got a lot of heat for that. How dare you think you're better than good old JR? And he says if King and he or King touch each other, they'll be terminated. And Cole says he's a broadcast journalist. He's going to do his job to the best of his abilities next. So we go to commercial. And back from commercial, Cole introduces King, and Jerry comes out to a nice pop. As gay as King can be, as much ass kissing he can do with his how he's loves all the faces now and stuff. And holy shit, Stuart Scott, you are skinny. So I'm sorry, I'm watching SportsCenter right now. Looks like he's been doing fucking coke. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. But as I always respect King. I always love King, even though he is, kid loves the faces now. But stick around for part 2 of my review, guys. Yeah, peace.